Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. This article comes to you guys from Fierce Network. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So, on the heels of Verizon making their announcement with the partnership of AWS, AT&T also last week announced that they're able to serve the business customers and data centers for AI as well as Verizon can. The only difference between the announcement, Verizon actually announced a deal with AWS, and AT&T is just pretty much telling the public and the business world that they are able to offer those services. So AT&T has came out with a very detailed article that they are now rapidly rolling out 100 gig and 400 gig wavelength offerings late last week. That's the one I was talking about. So they're going to be able to do the long haul as well, just like what Verizon is going to offer in the deal with AWS. So AT&T and Verizon, as I mentioned in the Verizon video, have both came out with big data center connectivity news. AT&T is now offering a rapid turn-up wavelength service with 100 gig or 400 gig options. I think that one is called Expressway or something like that is what AT&T is calling it. So we'll have to wait and see and hear from AT&T on deals that they're going to get. But Verizon's already working the deals, and they're already publicly announcing some deals. The Verizon deal, they will still have to build out and deploy the front haul. In many cases, maybe AT&T is already ready to go just as far as a hookup. They don't have to build. They can just hook up and boom, there's your expressway. AT&T is very aggressively building fiber. I want to be very clear on that to close out this video. The majority of the investment is going into fiber for this purpose. Not just fiber to the prem. That's a big deal too for AT&T. They want to get to more homes passed, 60 million homes passed by 2030. Some of that will come from partnerships, but 80% of it is native. It's a native build. And that means they monetize. They monetize that with front haul, AI data centers, whatever. I think there's a big one, Stargate, that's being built in Abilene. AT&T is front runner on that. There's just several deals that are currently in the making that will be announced, and AT&T is going to monetize that. Again, one thing to point out in this article and the other articles that have dropped, no mention of T-Mobile. I'll say it again in this video. T-Mobile can't compete in this arena. They don't own and operate any front haul, any fiber, anything. So, again, I think in the future, T-Mobile has to consider getting into fiber, owning and operating fiber. Will they? I don't know. Will we still see that this decade? Will we see that in our lifetime? Who knows? But T-Mobile now has two people on the leadership team that have the know-how on how to own and operate, or at least the framework of how it works. And that's the new CEO and then the new person that replaced Collie Fields. They have, I did extensive research. I looked at the LinkedIn. I looked at some previous work history, and both of them, they did fiber. Srini Gopalan, and I forgot the other person's name, but they both have experience in fiber. So if that's the way that the business takes them and they feel that's the way that they need to go to be more competitive, then they'll do that. But for now, as it stands today, they can't compete with any AI data centers or anything like that in terms of revenue or providing it, because they don't own and operate. But AT&T can, and AT&T will. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.